And welcome back. Now, before we go in to see what these three buildings resemble, let me ask you a question. If the gypsy doll was locked inside a cabinet for God knows how long, then how does the gypsy doll know where my sister is? I don't know, something fishy is afoot. So let's hot foot on over to these three buildings and see what we can find. Let's move over to the first one we see. This is the Magisterium. Magisterium, set me free. Oh, wait a minute. That's Sanitariums. Let me be. Just leave me alone. Metallica, gotta love it. Anyway, let's take a look at this building. You stand at the entrance of a large domed building. Nice. Can we open the door? No, we can't, because it just says it won't open. Not, it's locked, it just won't open. Ah, but look at this. Look at this little thing up here. Looks like a shield, or maybe a place to stick a gem. It's a pentagonal hole. Appears that something used to reside in it. Not a belch, but a gem. It's that Blothany gem that we need to find. You'll find that in the maze, but right now, I feel like doing some gardening at the green room, so we're going to the center building, open the door, and we can open it. Now, let's move inside, and we're going to take the watering can. Let's go outside to where the faucet was. We're going to use the faucet. Water gushes out, so we're going to use the watering can in the water. Seems like the sensible thing to do. You're inside the greenhouse. What is that monster doing in the greenhouse? I've never seen it walk through the greenhouse before. You now have to question the reliability. Yeah, it says the same thing. Cute little monster, key in his hand. Yeah. We've seen it before. Use the watering can on the watering pot plant. A tiny sprout has pushed its nose out of the dry dirt. It could be pot. But we're not talking about getting stoned. We want it to bear fruit, so use it on the water again. And we're going to water this thing 3 times. And you are getting on my nerves. Go back to the game room. Yes, you're cute. I hate it when you interrupt my gameplay. Watering can on the potted plant. And now, one more time. Use the watering can in the water. Move into the greenhouse and probably run into that monster again. Yep, there he is. Hey, at least they give you some upbeat music to listen to while he interrupts your game for a few seconds. Okay, now use the watering can once again on the potted plant. And now it bears fruit, so we're gonna take the fruit. And whatever you do, don't eat the fruit. It's not for you. It is for another character that you will run into in the game that will kill you if you don't give it to him. Now let's move over here. This is a chapel. As you approach the building, you see that it is guarded by 2 menacing dogs. Dogs, you say to yourself. Why did it have to be dogs? Because they couldn't think of any other creature to throw in between you and the door to a chapel than a couple of foaming-at-the-mouth rabid dogs that looks like they haven't eaten in over a week. No, we're not going to give them the fruit. Because what did that say? Not 1 but 2. Use the spell Thundade. And think about this. What do dogs fear the most? The sound of thunder. Let's speak it. We're going to speak the words of Thundade. Suddenly, lightning begins to flash, and you hear a loud peal of thunder. At this, the dogs recoil. They put their tails between their legs and scamper away. The door is now unguarded. Now we can open it. And would you believe we are going to find a head? Now, the doll said his pious brother. Could that be his pious brother? Let's find out. I'm going to take the goblet, because we need that. As you fill the goblet, you see the altar move to the side. Wow, you've found a secret passage. But don't go there. And we need the candles. Now, we'll examine this head. Heavy stone bust display. Look of pious self-righteousness on its marble face. I was right. It is a pious. The solemn expression makes you think that he may have been deeply religious. Like he was the head of Christ himself. So let us use a spell. Like that doll says. Speak it to my pious brother, O Sesame, or Open Sesame. The marble bust speaks, it moans these words. Let the door be opened for this poor strayed lamb, but he must not travel in darkness. As soon as the statue stops speaking, the door opens, and now we can go through it. Do not go through this passage, because there's a big, and I mean huge, spider down there. You could use Stellini on him, but we'll wait until we meet up with him later if we need to. You step into a large yard. You can see a stone maze in the distance. Uh-oh. A horrifying apparition in the shape of a classic ghost swoops down upon you like a bird of prey. The strange amorphous creature, quickly begins to rip you apart. Its shrieking face is the last thing you'll ever see. We're dead now. Your quest is over. Now, fortunately, they gave us a continue, which will let us backtrack a space. I almost forgot, and I always forget this. You need to use the matches on the candles that we just picked up. I always forget to do this. Use it on the candles. And just move through the door. Candles are already burning. And now, here comes the ghost, sees the candles, and goes away. It is frightened of the candles. Fire, bad. That's what Frankenstein would say. Oh, great, we're in a maze. Yes, we're in a maze. Okay. Now, if I remember right, the directions are north, west, west. Okay, you come to a cross, so go north, north, west, west, and pretty much follow this thing around. North, north, east, east, east. I think it's north from here, because that could be zombies over there. Move north, north, and there's a tombstone. Let's examine the tombstone. Luckily, your name hasn't been carved into it. Oh, good. You mean that later on there will be one that has my name on it? Kinda makes you wonder. Okay, where was I? East, east, east. Oh no, it's a zombie! Ah! Okay, remember what they said. Use what? On the undead. It was the first thing we ever picked up in the game. The pendant. Use it on that zombie. Brains. A mysterious light suddenly shoots out of the pendant. The zombie is blasted right in the face. A blue nimbus engulfs the body of the zombie, and with a flash, disappears. Let's press on. East. Now north. Is it north and east or east? I hate mazes. Don't get me wrong, mazes can be fun. Okay, let's open the box. Oh, terrific. It's an incentive to die, folks. Let's hope it's not you that has to go into that box. Let's get away from there, because I don't want to think about that. Okay, I obviously made a wrong turn, so let's backtrack here. Going south. Was there something... Ah, I recognize this. You see a tombstone that has been carved, quite differently than the others. So, use the bouquet in front of this pink grave. Use the bouquet on the grave. Okay, you have to put it on the grave, not on the ground in front of the grave. You have to put it on the tombstone itself. And it slides away, revealing a secret passageway. Fantastic. Let's go. Go. Thank you. Now, there are 3 cages that are sealed within the far wall of the maze. Let's use the key. We're going to use key 1, because key 1 seems to open everything in this game. The cage is unlocked. Suddenly something jumps out of the cages. It's a hawk, a cat, and a snake. And they're confused by the new surroundings. So, here's what you do. You need to get that snake to go away. Now, if you catch the cat and put it in a cage, you have to put one of these animals in a cage. If you put the cat in the cage, the hawk could carry the snake off. But then again, that's the same bird that keeps flying overhead. So it could easily drop the snake on top of you when you're not looking. Now, you catch the snake, and it's just the hawk and the cat duking it out. They might both attack you if you come for the snake, and let's face it, the snake might attack you if you try to put it in the cage. So, what do? Let's use the cage, not the watering can, the cage, on the hawk. Because also, there's this purpose for catching the hawk, not just to clear yourself a path to go left. The snake eats the cat, and is now sleeping because of its large meal. It's not going anywhere. Okay, so come over this way, and you run into a huge gang of zombies. But that's okay. A group of zombies won't attack you if you keep moving. But one zombie will. How does that work? Okay, let's go south. And south again. And you find a big, giant tomato with lips. But there's the Blothany gem. Bounces up and down. There's some kind of jewel behind it. Yes, that is the gem that goes into that building. So, we are going to allow it to amuse itself with whatever's in that cage. I'm going to use the cage on him. Okay, let's open the cage in his presence. Open the cage, release the hawk. The hawk says, "Hey, tomato guy, follow me!" And the tomato guy looks up and goes, "Ooh, pretty birdie. Here I come, birdie." The strange creature was utterly fascinated by the bird. It gave chase to eat it. Well, there you go. I love it. The game just gets right to the point. So we're going to take the Blothany gem. And we are going to speak the words that will get us out of this maze faster than lightning, stronger than steel, more accurate than Superman. Telemaze. Here we are. Now we understand what it means to go from here to there. Of course, telemaze. That should be obvious. Let's get out of here. Alright. Okay, now we're in the Magisterium. We're going to use that gem in the door, or at least in the impression above the door. You insert the gem into the hole, it fits perfectly. Remember Shadowgate? And of course, the door opens wide. So let's move through it. Aha! There's a slimy beast in front of you. It seems to be on some sort of guardian. You hear it hiss something about food. So give it the only food you have, the fruit. Give him the fruit. Oh, it's fruit! It's fruit! Give me! Give me! I want the fruit! Satisfied, the hideous creature belches and disappears. I like that. It belches. Unfortunately, this is not Earthbound. You cannot hear the creature belch. That would have been cool. Let's open some doors. Which one to open first? Let's open this one. We are in a laboratory. Alright. Examine this. Heavy iron lid is set in the floor. Can we open it? Probably not. It's locked. See? It's locked. It needs a key. Let's examine the safe. Perhaps it contains a clue to the whereabouts of your sister. So let's use the safe. Okay. Open the safe. There we go. Hey, combination lock. Okay. First, it's the secret numbers. Last, first the secret numbers. Last, the right button. That sounds easy. Okay, now, do you remember the numbers that we had to go through? Because they won't let you... Oh yeah, you can go back. Okay. Let's make sure that we know what that card said. Remember, it was gold, silver, mercury. Oh, gold, silver, mercury. So that's 79, 47, 80. So remember that. 47, or 79, 47, 80. So it's gold, silver, mercury. That in that order. 79, 47, 80. Okay. Now, let's open that safe again. Alright. Boy, that music is annoying, but here we go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 8, 9. 79. 47. 80. You did it! That was the correct combination. Because we remember the order. Okay, well, let's open the jar. It won't open. Okay, let's take the jar. There's got to be something in that mystical cookie jar. And if it doesn't open, remember what you had to do to your piggy bank to open it? You had to use a hammer. Since we don't have a hammer, an axe will have to do. Use it on jar 3. And we have a cookie. I know exactly who to give that to. But while we're here, let's open the rest of these doors and see if there's anything important before we leave this building. Alright, this is an observatory, so let's examine the book. Maybe it'll give us another magic spell we won't need. The language of this text is indecipherable to you. That means it's in Spanish or Japanese. Let's move out of here and leave the Japanese book behind. Let's open this door now. It's locked. Oh, terrific. Oh, wait. Open that door. Okay. It is open. We move through the door. That's it. Okay, well, we got a cookie now, and we can feed that annoying little monster that keeps interrupting your game. Oh, monster. Got a cookie for you. Laced with cyanide. There he is. Eats the cookie, drops off the key. Good boy. As everybody knows, cute little demons love cookies. So if you're ever in a haunted house, carry cookies. Monsters love them. Take the key. It's key 2. Now, let's go back to where we were. Okay. Now, it said that this door was just won't open. Oh, it's locked. Okay, so let's use key 2. On the door. Use key 2 on the door. Can't find a keyhole. Well, then forget you. I'll use the key on that little thing in the ground we saw. No, not here. There's nothing here we need. In here. Okay, let's use key 2 on that thing. Hey, it worked. Let's move. Could we be getting closer to our destination? 5 inches of tar on the ground? Ew, I'm walking through tar. Okay, let's go to the door on the left. We stand in a section of cave that is mysteriously frozen. That must be the master! An acrid mist rises from the frozen sludge of the cave mouth. The misty tendrils form themselves into a robed human figure. He says, "You have come. I've been waiting for you. Please, listen to me. Long ago, I dueled with my disciple, Draken, in this place. I can find him here, in the ice, but his power was too much for me. I am now forever locked in this dimension, with only the ability to project my image into this cave. I ask a favor of you, my son. Send the sleeping dragon in the ice away into the dark world." And with that, the old man disappears. Alright. You know what to do here. It should be self-explanatory. We're going for the star to melt the ice. And there's a fireball that melts the ice. Suddenly, a flaming apparition appears. Steam bursts from the ice as it rapidly melts. The melting ice mass creatures a flow, creates a flow of water that rushes into the next cave. And there could be Draken's body, all frozen in time, going away into another cave. The current sweeps a human figure from within the ice into the next cave. Suddenly, the old man reappears. "Hurry, before he can awake! You must eject him into Dark World. Do as I request." And with that, he again disappears. Alright, so we're not done with him. The current suddenly pulls you under, and you are swept away. Sputtering, you stand up in the water and notice that you are in a very small cave. Okay, so there's Draken. So, we must cast him into darkness, and the only darkness we know of is that well. So use Draken on the well. His moan echoes for quite some time, gradually falling. Alright. We don't want to go down that well. We want to go in that cave. Aha! You seem to have found an exit. An ancient staircase leads you straight to a door. Let's open the door and get the hell out of here. Oh, it's locked. That's right. Let's use key 2. I have a feeling about that key. It is unlocked, and now we can move through it. And see? Now you know why it was so cold. The ice cave. You hear your sister's voice crying out, so she is in here. It sounds like it's coming from above you. Suddenly the screaming stops. "Don't worry, sis. I know you didn't mean to leave me in that car all by my lonesome to die in a humongous, vicious gas explosion. I'm coming to save you." Yeah, so she's above you. It's your sister's voice. It sounds closer than before. Your sister must be on this floor, somewhere. Well, no, she couldn't be on one floor underneath you. It means that she's up here. You must be getting close. I know. Let's find Draken's room, because he's probably the one who did it. But we sent him into the well. Yes, we did, and he was trapped behind ice. Mine is not one to question. As you enter this bathroom, the door slams shut behind you. What are we to do now? Your sister's screams are deafeningly loud in here. But she's not in here. It almost seems that she is on top of you. Okay, get your mind out of the gutters, because I know that's what you were thinking, people. This is not what you think. We are going to use these faucets. Turn them on. Turn them on, both of them. Okay, the water in the tub starts to spill over. Turn on the water. It's not letting me. Turn on the water. There we go. Okay, now. Too bad you didn't bring a rubber duck. Okay, so keep hitting open on this toilet seat or light fixture above the ceiling. It's too high for you to reach it. Water continues flowing, flooding the bathroom. Keep doing it. It's too high for you to... This must be one airtight bathroom. For the water to fill up in this room like this. Flooding the bathroom still. Bubbling, the water level rises. Your head is almost touching the ceiling. If the water level goes any higher, you're in deep trouble. You did it! It's open! You wonder what is on the other side. Could it be your sister? Let's find out. There she is. She looks like Elvira. You come out into the attic. It's your big sis. At last you found her. She seems to be ignoring you. Come on, sis, you shout at her, but she doesn't move. Now you get to do something to your sister you've always wanted to do from the moment you crashed into that tree. Hit your sister, bitch! That's for leaving me in a car, filling with gas fumes. You slap your sister. Sis, what's wrong with you, you ask. Oh, she's possessed. Maybe she tried to take that ruby too. Suddenly a horrible spirit comes out of your sister's body and screeches at you. The thing begins to speak in a low rattle. This little one is too weak for me. I need new blood and a stronger body. I need you. I will have you. You will join us. Now! Oh, you freak me out, you demon. Now it disappears. The sister just gets up and just goes out the window. Just goes out the window. Once again, she leaves you again. In horror, your sister shakes her head, gets up, and jumps out the window. She's good about running away, isn't she? Now that she's safe, it's time to deal with you. You shout at the You shout at the undead nightmare. Oh, now that she's safe, it's time to deal with you. You shout at the undead nightmare. I thought it was the demon talking, but it was indeed your dialogue. So, let us use the holy of holiest of holy grails in this whole entire game, the goblet. Use it on the demon. Drink this, you say, as you splash the water on the spirit. The hideous creature screams in pain at the touch of the water. Yeah! And in an instant, the menacing apparition fades into nothingness, leaving no tangible evidence of his having been there. Just his smell, and he smelled worse than a sewer. So let's move out the window and join up with your sister, who is waiting faithfully on the veranda, waiting for you. You climb through the window out onto the balcony. You are surprised that the air is so mild. In fact, a warm, pleasant breeze wafts past. A bright, warm sun begins to shine through the clouds. Then you see your sister, and you hate her guts. No. Sis, you're okay. You shouted as you hug her. Of course I am, silly, your sister replies. I just went into this house a couple of minutes ago. At least it seemed like a couple of minutes ago. And why do you smell like gas fumes and demon dung? I guess I fell asleep. Boy, what a nightmare I had. You hug your sister again, thanking heaven above that it's all over. And how much you'd love for that demon to come back and possess your sister and kill her so that you can live in peace. Your sister is now herself again. You are aware of a sense of peace and triumph, knowing that the demons still owe you a new car. It was a nightmare, wasn't it? She asks hesitantly. You see fear in her eyes. With a smile, you reply, Of course it was, sis. Just a real bad dream. As you walk away into the sunset carrying your Louisville Slugger behind your back, knowing that someday, somehow, in some region of space-time and land, you will need to use it on your sister. Let's go home, you say, as you and your sister step into the warm golden glow of the summer sun. And the thought of exacting revenge upon your sister still lingers in your mind. This has been Let's Play Uninvited, and the end of our 3-part series of games. Stay tuned for more Let's Play adventures with your host, SonicBlu Darkfold. Oh, and by the way, nice ending screen. No credits, no congratulations, just your sister flashing a peace sign and a heart floating above her head. I wonder about those two. Until next time, see you, but wouldn't want to be you.